Hello and welcome back, everyone, to the adventures of Hobo Cop. My name is Pope, and right now we are trying to figure out a way to get that body away from the freaking tree. After we had a delightful conversation with probably the most annoying kids ever. Let's talk to Kim, see what he has to say about us.
Yes? What do you want to know? Maybe you can tell me what you do know to help me narrow it down a bit.
Yeah, I don't know shit.
Then you are not that far behind, actually. Do you want me to brief you? 3 days ago, the RCM Emergencies Desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. An anonymous caller said there was a dead body behind the Whirling in Rags hostel cafeteria. The cadaver had been there for 4 days. No one had come to investigate. During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There is an ongoing labor dispute between the local dock workers and the logistics company Wild Pines. I was told we should approach the death as part of this dispute. They didn't identify themselves in any way. The tone was muffled using a device of some sort. The desk could identify neither the caller's age nor sex. There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The dock workers' union is the de facto police in Martinez. Now it appears they've started executing too. We cannot allow that.
Remember, kids, don't call the cops unless it's absolutely necessary. Most of the time, they make it worse.
That's right.
Oh my god. We actually have to find the killer?
I'm afraid you and I are pawns in a pissing competition.
His disdain is clear. This man would not use such an expression otherwise.
You don't know? I assumed you were in on it. That's good. Better still than an imbecilic cop-off. It's just stupidity. We shouldn't waste any more time on it. If you want my take, ask me after we've inspected the victim. Later. Was there anything
Fine.
else you wanted to know about the case?
I want to know about the piss-taking competition.
Good.
Okay.
No response. He just arches his brow.
Not helpful, Kim. Really not helpful.
He's having trouble processing it, believing it even.
Have you tried concentrating on something other than your personal affairs?
Why?
There is a sudden, harsh edge to his voice, like he's tired of hearing about your personal affairs.
Fine. We should get through this day first. Off hours begin at 9 p.m. If you're still having trouble then, I can give you an orientation. Really? You look fine to me. This psychodrama is unbecoming of an officer.
Yeah, thanks for all your help, Kim.
Clearly, he prefers to think you're malingering. He cannot fathom that anyone could drink so much as to retroactively erase their entire life.
Then you should consider seeking medical attention. You can use the radio in my kinema to call your station's Lazareth. Was there anything else you wanted? Me?
Yes, you.
I don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation. That's a fair point. All right, for the good of the investigation, what do you want to know? No.
Great.
Your brain sends the signal to your lips, but they refuse the order. Something is paralyzing them. You're pretty sure it has something to do with the lieutenant's eyebrow.
Oh my god, he has psychic powers.
It's like you're locked down.
Something the matter, detective?
What's going on? It's like you're a puppet in his hands.
He has psychic powers. We
The
must
lieutenant relaxes
approach
his
this
eyebrow,
very
and you
carefully.
seem to regain control of yourself.
That's because I'm half
That's the
Seolite, or quarter.
very
My
racist
father's
question,
father was
but
from Seoul.
okay.
So was my grandmother, but from my mother's side. It's not an interesting topic. It's a part of the world, officer. A geopolitical...
Seoul is a protectionist, isolationist, pan-Isolari state west of the Insulindian Isola. Actually, it's quite interesting. Some would even say mysterious.
You're barking up the wrong tree. I don't speak a word of Seolite. I've never met either one of my grandparents, and I've never been to Seoul. I'm a regular Revacholière.
A point of pride to him.
That's correct.
You feel a slight urge to put the lieutenant down for this, but you can't quite muster enough testosterone.
Are they? They're mostly just cumbersome.
You could use a good, normal peer yourself.
What do you mean? I have no idea what you're talking about.
The lieutenant's conceptualization skills must be rather rudimentary.
Poor him.
The
He needs to
lieutenant
work
is a
on
police
his...
officer of the old school. His concerns are material and extrinsic.
He needs to work on his conceptualization
But
skills.
this isn't an old school case.
I can't say that it does, no. When I need to think, I just use my notebook.
Strange.
The lieutenant produces his small blue notebook and idly thumbs through a few pages. That's where his conversations with himself take place. We all have our different mediums. His is written.
Good. Let's change the subject.
So his brain is inside the book. How did that happen? Wait, I want to go here. Why can I not go here? Move. Well, at least he's pathing by himself. I'd have no idea how to get there otherwise. Hey, racist prick. Okay, that was not helpful. Go back to the courtyard. Come on, move faster. Okay, how do I get over yonder?
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says, "Whirling in rags." There's something in there, not necessarily connected to the case, but still. The body is downwind from here. Maybe you prefer the smell of garbage to the smell of death.
Trash? Food waste from the cafeteria? They lock these containers to keep the derelicts from flocking in. Could be evidence, too. What do you mean, feel? We could try using a pry bar, the one you took from my motor carriage, or we could ask for a key from the manager of the Whirling in Rags. He probably has one.
I don't want to talk to him.
He might also have information. This is better than the pry bar idea.
Oh my fucking god. I know I put... I know I have a really shitty physical skill, but this is just uncalled for. Let's talk to the prick.
Can I help you? Mine? No, it belongs to the Whirling in Rags.
Thank you, you prick. I definitely thought it belonged to you personally, like it was your house or something.
Thank
Asshole.
you for clearing that up. Why do you keep the container locked?
Why? To keep the hobos and drunks out. That's why. And the neighbors too. They put their trash there and they don't pay for the garbage company.
I thought as much. And are you the only party with access to the trash container?
Well, yes. Us and the garbage disposal company.
It seems a little callous, doesn't it? Something stirs in you. Prod at him and find out.
Yes. Sir, I'm sorry the RCM is having financial trouble, but it's not this establishment's problem.
Fuck you. I'm Hobocop. I need a trash container to do my Hobocopping from.
Callous? What are you? Kras Mazov? Almost all establishments in Revachol keep their trash locked. The whirling in rags is not special in that regard.
Krasmazov, nom de guerre, was an economist and a historical materialist. He was a leading figure on the Grad side of the Centennial Revolution, where he headed the 9-day government. Mazov is considered the father of scientific communism, Mazovian thought, or Mazovianism.
This sounds interesting. Tell me more.
He killed himself.
Oh, that's not great. Maybe I am Krasmazov.
What are we talking about? Was this not about the trash container? We should return to the case of your mistaken identity at a later time, officer. This was about the trash container.
Okay, fine.
What for? Mazov? Are you planning to nationalize my trash container?
Yes. First your trash container, then every trash container.
It concerns the case. Please cooperate.
Just bring them back once you're done, please. What thing? Yes, not the whole damn union, thank God. Just the nastiest and loudest faction. They come here in the evenings. Dumb, unruly types. Think they're big shit. But they're good customers. They place big orders and always pay on time.
Are you trying to tell me something? I'm
We
not
should
catching
find out
it.
who this loud faction is, occupying the booth. Loudness means talkative, and we need info. We don't. We have to wait. They'll show up sooner or later. Men get hungry, even striking men. If not today, then they'll be here tomorrow.
There are these things called days. You sleep between them. He's saying they'll come after you've slept.
Oh.
Just making clear you got that.
No, I still don't get it.
What?
By the way, you should come back to this thing-based questionnaire if you see anything interesting in the whirling later.
Wait, what? But what about the bird? Yes, the bird. I found it lying on the floor with a broken wing the morning she left. You broke the skewer!
I assure you it was him.
It's as if he can't decide whether to be angry or relieved that it was you. Again.
Hey, I'm not paying for the birth. I'm telling you, you can call up the girl, and that makes us even, right?
Why on earth did you have to break the skewer?
I must break things.
I can't believe it. I was so sure it was Sylvie. Even worse, I thought she was trying to send me a message. Symbol of hope and all.
A tender type of hope. Something stirs in you. Perhaps this is why you broke it.
Perhaps.
All right. Did she say anything else? About me, you know? Did she say anything about me? Really? I should give her a call then.
Yeah, just don't be creepy, or I'll come back and kick your ass.
Thanks, I guess. Was there anything else you wanted, or...? Absolutely out of the question.
It's not It's not up to you, mate. It's something that's going to happen. I'm not asking, I'm telling you.
Absolutely in the question.
Exactly.
First we find a sad banger.
Amen.
Then we sing this place to shit.
Yep.
Your body is ready, sire.
Another thing. Great. Yes?
Hey, psst.
Who,
Yes,
me?
you. Word on the street is you're ready to start building communism again.
Yes! Yes, I am.
Yes, you're ready to start building communism again. You've built it before. They've built it before. Hasn't really worked out yet. But neither has love. Should we just stop building love, too?
Yep. Can't argue with that.
So, what about all that communism you've promised to build? Word on the street is you've woken up from 1,000 years of slumber, promising to erect a version of communism many times greater than any attempted before. Is that true?
Fuck yeah, it is.
You keep saying things like, down with the bourgeoisie, eat the rich, sodomize the landowners,
Yep.
impale all people who have more than 25 real in their pocket, literally murder all human beings regardless of their political beliefs. That kind of stuff.
Yeah, fine. Yeah, it does sound like me.
Funky style. Very funky. So tell me, do you have any questions before we fire up the big communism builder? Or do we get right down to it? Failure. It's about failure. Yes, abject failure. Total, irreversible defeat on all fronts. Absolutely vanquished, beaten, curb-stomped and pissed on. Until you came along. You will reverse the fortune of the workers of the world.
Goddamn right I am.
You alone, against every living thing, against every human alive. 800 trillion real in the hands of an impossibly well-organized ruling class. Towering city blocks of bankmen who have the ears of prime ministers. Million-headed armies of nations and the love of your own mother.
Wait, are you telling me there's like an above structure that makes it hard for things to no, that doesn't make much sense.
You against the atom, the charm and the spin, where the whole world failed. Matter failed to bend to human will. Human will failed to get out of bed and tie its laces. You alone, single-handedly, will rebuild the dreams of the working class. You are the last communist.
Goddamn right I am.
Now get to work, comrade. Oh yeah, get the firing squads and the animal wagons ready. Too late to back out now. You can't make an omelette without breaking a few million eggs.
Yeah, sure. I guess that's... We have to. I can't internalize. Ah, damn it. Unlock new slot to research the thought. How do I unlock more slots? How doth one unlock more slots? Yeah, I'm gonna... Not enough skill points? Come on, I want to be a communist! Ah. It's no fun. I want to be a communist.
A thin man is smoking below an exhaust hood, occasionally sipping from his mug. This must be the Whirling's cook. As you step in, he nods toward the table and says something in a completely foreign language. The only words you can make out are Garancy and Kubek. Okay, it's definitely not his name. Whatever you do, please don't call him Garancy Kubek. Please, it's not funny.
I mean, I think it would be extremely funny.
The man puts his cup
Fine.
down and replies something, his left hand drawing arcs in the air. He smiles and bangs his ladle against each of his pots in turn.
Those pots are great, man.
It's almost
Really
like
amazing
music,
pots.
especially with the sounds of assorted dishes boiling and simmering on the stove.
Is this
You
how I
see
get out?
a heavy steel door with a prominent dimple lock. It's painted blue. You immediately feel drawn to the color. Blue is for mystery. The cobalt blue surface feels rough to touch. The stainless steel door is flush with its frame on every side. It leads to a side building, adjacent to this one. The old building next to this, half ruined. Whatever is behind it must be older. The door does not budge.
You do? It's a door in the back of the kitchen. Why do you care where it leads?
Because it's blue.
It is quite pretty. I suppose we could look into it as a side investigation.
I like your thinking, Kim.
It's hardly a side investigation. You already have a name for it.
It's hardly worth a title. Anyway, Gart is the person to ask about this. The cafeteria manager.
I gotta speak with the prick again. I don't want to.
Can I help you? Another thing. Great. I love those. Oh, yes, that door, sure. There's nothing mysterious about it. It's just a door. No, I don't have a key. I don't know how to get there. And I don't care either. It's not like I've been wondering about it for 10 years. It's just a frick warehouse, probably.
You're no fun.
Or some boring storage space with a bunch of old junk and dust. Junk and dust.
He's attempting to maintain an air of indifference. It's absolutely not convincing.
Fine, okay, a little. But my job doesn't leave me time for wondering about one locked door in one of the cafeterias I manage.
That's where you're in luck, Gart, my friend. My job absolutely does. Not really, but who cares?
So, I haven't opened it. I have cleaned the whole place 100 times over, though, after the animals. And I haven't found a key, so good luck with that. Yes?
Okay, let's see if we can ask questions to the woman we most definitely
The
harassed
door
earlier
is
today.
closed. There is no answer. You hear the shower being turned on, somewhere inside. A tremendous loneliness comes over you. Everybody in the world is doing something without you. The door does not care. Still no answer.
I'm gonna keep knocking? Nah, it's not being polite. How did this happen? I have no idea. Some vandals must have come and broken down my door. Kim, we must investigate this. Okay. See if we can get around this way. Wait, there was a thought. I wanted my thought. That's not an interesting thought. Wait. I don't have a bag. Must find bag. Make money from bottles. Is this the way? Yes, it is. Okay, let's get some... whatever the fuck we were looking for. What smoke or where? Come on, climb. I can't climb. Come on. Ah. Wasn't I supposed to come here for some reason? Get ammonia from the gardener or the Fritz store. Yeah, where the fuck's the gardener?
Are you trying to sneak up on me? Come to slit my throat in my sleep?
The thought has crossed my mind, you tiny little prick.
Logic error. She is not sleeping right now.
Pig's come to take me out, trying to snuff me out. Don't get fucking clever with me, pig. You think you're so clever.
Children. Can't live with them, can't strangle them. Rule the Saint what now? Rule the Saint 20 years in prison. Hello there.
A striking woman leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat, smiling as you approach. Her green raincoat glistens with droplets. A silk scarf is tied around her throat.
It is a nice boat.
Good afternoon, officers. I'm Joyce. Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM. Nothing, honestly. I've said it to every drunk in town, and you're the first one who's responded.
Relax. She meant it in jest.
I'm glad to see you here. I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching.
Oh,
Anything I can
she's
do
a
to assist the
fucking
RCM
strike
in this
breaker.
matter, I will,
Oh,
gladly.
fuck's sake. I thought she was just a nice old lady with a boat. Now I don't like her.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
There's a trace of irony in his voice. Mischief, even. The lieutenant is hatching some scheme. He's trying to signal something. He wants you to play up your condition.
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation, and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines group.
Give me money.
Is what you want to say, but it isn't that easy, is it?
Why not?
Look at that lady. Take a gander. Squint your eyes, bub. Why, yes. Tucked away under that sturdy green raincoat, almost rustic in its simplicity, a silk shirt and matching scarf around her gentle throat, while dull orange pearls hang from her earlobes, red from the cold. Her light green eyes scan you, full of knowledge and worry, wealth and all its possibilities. These are the kind eyes of the rich man that seem to say, everything is possible, within reason. Now look at you, you misery-clad simian, barely able to tie your own laces. Your armpits are lakes, a scythe of booze precedes you, your hair sticks to your forehead, and your underwear feels uncomfortable.
Yes, so?
You're poor, poor as balls. You can't ask this person for money. You're too...
Yeah, I'm goddamn working man.
You think your little communism protects you from this feeling? No. The more demeaning it is to grovel at her feet.
As I was saying, if there's any way I may be of assistance, please don't hesitate to ask.
I'm saying it, goddammit.
Voila, you're doing it.
Fuck yeah.
Why, yes, I am rich. How much money do you need? Hopefully not too much. I couldn't bring all of it with me.
She's surprisingly nonchalant about this. Could it be that she somehow knows more about your predicament than she's letting on?
I need 70 real, I'm not gonna push it.
That's a reasonable sum. Not too small, not fantastically large.
She removes a few notes and hands them to you.
I have
The
collected
paper
the
is cold
bribe.
and oily to the touch.
So, I hope I didn't just bribe you, officer. It may not be technically illegal under the Emergency Act, but still.
You're right, man, that donations are permitted under the Emergency Act, unseemly as it may be, as long as they're properly logged with the precinct.
Oh fuck. I have to do paperwork?
Which he most certainly will do. Now, how else can I help the RCM today, besides supplementing its salaries? Quite a few things, I'm afraid. The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers.
Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. I am Lieutenant Kitsuragi, from Precinct 57. And this is my colleague from Precinct 41. I'm afraid he doesn't have his badge at the moment. I hope mine will suffice.
Should I level up my rhetoric again? Or... Okay, let's put a point in, in physique. Okay, let's... This sounds like a good idea. Not letting me get killed. Can I do communism now? Oh fuck, I used... Damn it, I used the freaking skill point.
How curious. Why is that, Detective?
Awkwardness washes over the conversation. The woman doesn't like this turn of events.
I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode? Oh dear. Some kind of encephalopathic amnesia. I don't even know how to respond.
Yeah, it's very bad. You should give him more money.
I do believe you, naive as that may sound. I simply can't imagine what you gain by faking such a condition.
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the RCM.
Of course, I sympathize, but I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more until I've seen that badge.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Hang on. She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement. She's a negotiator.
Success!
Just float a favor at her. Insinuate.
I will be frank with you. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify it to my superiors. They're going to want to see something very tangible.
You're in, but expect her to drive a hard bargain.
Reports from inside Terminal B suggest it's a hub for the local drug trade. This is an open secret in Martinez. The Union controls the terminal, so it goes to reason.
They're profiting from this trade.
The company has tried looking into this matter before, to no avail. Perhaps someone with Your authority and resources might turn over the right stones.
I feel disinclined to help your company.
Or you can recover your badge. Though if I may be blunt with you, it sounds like that may be a lost cause.
Detective, a word in private before we continue. This is not going quite as I hoped it would, Detective. Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance, and not volunteers to be her henchmen. This woman is running circles around us. She might have known about your misplaced badge all along, or she's simply an adept improviser. Either way, we've played straight into her hands.
He doesn't let
That
it show.
doesn't
But
sound
there
like
is a limit
something
to
good.
how much the consequences of your unprofessional behavior can cost the investigation. Maybe this is all her plan. She might have heard about you.
I wouldn't go that far. Her reaction did come off as sincere to me. I think she's just quick to adapt. She's a professional, after all. No. If there is reasonable suspicion, we must investigate. Otherwise,
No-
she could claim we are
No,
siding
Kim,
with the Union, or that we are on their take.
No,
We'd
Kim,
never hear the end
I
of it.
wasn't asking, I was just stating maybe we shouldn't investigate drug trafficking.
What I propose is, we ask her, then we investigate, briefly. But do not share the outcome of this investigation with her. We tell her it's done, and demand for her information on the lynching. Oh, that would be fantastic, but do we have the time? The world is large, and your badge is 8 by 6 centimeters.
The situation might have changed drastically by the time you locate it. Time is of the essence.
You could request a new one from your station, but that would literally take months.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? Everything. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets. First, you'd have to repeal the Emergencies Act of Trade in Aliments that gives me the right to silence. It's quite the octopus.
Damn it.
Good luck.
I will
It's
slay
only
it.
kept in place by the vested interests of half the civilized world, including your own.
Damn it. That sounds complicated.
What the ma'am means is that the Emergencies Act and the RCM both get their authority from the coalition government.
You'd be shooting yourself in the foot, in other words.
I want to shoot myself in the foot.
But I am derailing us. You wanted to know about the strike. I believe the official title is Senior Labor Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer.
And how are the talks going?
They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago, after that awful lynching took place. Now they won't even let me into the harbour. There's a 2-meter-20 racist behemoth blocking the gates.
Yeah. I've met him.
Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived.
And when did you first arrive?
I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site, like the RCM.
But the strike began in December.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations.
By hit a wall, do you mean literally?
This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike.
Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive.
This is fantastic.
Ludicrous even. It's meant.
The scabs? You mean the huddled masses of Jamrock?
Yeah,
come
sure.
to plead for work where the union refuses to? If they were organized by Wild Pines or its affiliates, then it would be a company secret. I could not share it with you. Not
Yes.
right now, at least.
Surely the guy egging them on isn't one of your employees or anything.
It's implied. She's open to discussing this matter with you at a later occasion.
Everard Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, it's that he always puts the interests of the workers first.
Good man.
She's being sarcastic.
Fuck you.
Don't take her performance literally.
Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood.
He's a hero of the workers'
He
movement.
is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother, Edgar. Yes, Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everard does, and when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over. It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues. The Débardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act, but they did it. I can respect that.
No, you can't.
Organised labour at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The brothers Clare came and transformed it into a... how do you say?
A mob. The Débardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, I suspect we'll be forced to cooperate with them.
No, that is anti-Italian discrimination, Kim. Just because they're Italian and they're in the union, you just think that they're in the mob. That is discrimination.
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everard and his brother. And your opinion, detective, if I may ask? I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Débardeurs Union is...
An effective advocate for the rights of the local working
Why
man.
do you think so?
What she calls corruption is simply an aesthetic category.
Mm-hmm.
Point
Yeah,
taken.
let's
But enough about Everard.
send
What else
send
can I do for
the
you?
corruption criticism back.
Mr. Clare told him to... how did he put it? Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see.
I mean, I don't endorse the ableism, but I do like the message.
Yes. Extremely. Keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who was more than fair with him and the union. There are leaflets everywhere, and banners. What did they say again? Oh yeah, every worker, a member of the board.
Fuck yeah.
Most of the workers probably don't know what that means.
Then you might also like their other slogan. Demand democracy.
Yeah, that's an amazing one.
Personally, I don't think it has the same pizzazzo as every worker a member of the board. It's quite simple, you see. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision about what? About anything really, it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers in its Martinez terminal.
This sounds amazing.
Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines Group.
You are correct. That does not seem fair. All of the 72,000 employees should have a place in the board.
An opening gambit, surely.
Yeah. Can't be kings. King is dead, long live the workers.
That may well be. It's not up to me to decide who is king, but as negotiations go, it's not a swell start. So I hoped. But this type of opening is usually followed by a more reasonable offer. I've yet to hear one. Just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again. And now, people are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the whirling in rags. A disastrous situation if there ever was one.
Excuse me, from whom did you hear about this lynching?
I first heard it from the bowyer at the gates. The one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was, "Call me mañana."
This checks out.
I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the union. She disappeared.
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore. Or coming to work. Ever. End of story. Indeed. The company suspects foul play, but there's nothing they could do. It was a union matter. The point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with him.
Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine.
Of course. How else can I help?
And that's gonna be it for this episode. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, do all the things that do make the algorithm happy. My name has been Pope, and I will see you all next time.